Well, welcome to Sonia Podcast. On my podcast, I always tell y'all someone sends me things. So someone actually sent me this. We're talking about emotional blackmail and how it is a manipulative behavior that involves using emotions to control and exploit others. So emotional blackmail is a type of psychological manipulation that involves using emotions to control others. Is often used to get what others want, to avoid responsibility, or to gain the upper hand in a situation. The most common form of emotional blackmail is threats, guilt tripping, playing the victim. A person who is using emotional blackmail might threaten to leave their partner if they do not do what they want, or they may play the victim and claim that they are being hurt in the relationship. I know a lot of relationships that was like that. Like, oh, if I can't get this, or if you don't do this. Including my own marriage at one time. Like, my ex-husband would do that. Like, oh, he tried to blackmail me into giving him what he want. Or if it was concerning my children. So, women are capable of using emotional blackmail and often use it in their relationships. And women, emotional blackmail is tears, guilt, threats to get their partner to do what they want. They may manipulate their partners into spending more time with them, to control their finances, or to control other aspects of their partner's life. Emotional blackmail can have devastating impacts on relationships and can leave feelings of anger, hate, guilt, fear. This type of behavior also leads to feelings of resentment and a breakdown in trust between partners. Over time, emotional blackmail can erode the bond between partners and can lead to the end of the relationship. It can also have an impact on the relationship. Emotional blackmail can also have a negative impact on the mental and emotional well-being of the victim. Can cause anxiety, depression, low self-esteem. It can also lead to feeling of helplessness and a sense of being trapped in the relationship. That I don't like, when you feel trapped in a relationship. Like, especially when you have children. So it's like, when you have children, you feel like you're obligated and to stay into these type of relationships, like mental relationships, because this is, to me, is a form of like mental abuse. So you have to stay in it for the children. So I don't believe that you should ever stay in a relationship for children if someone is emotionally blackmailing you, any type of emotional mental health thing, like any type of, if you're having like any type of depression or anxiety or any meltdowns. Now, you're going to take these steps to protect yourself and address it. Here are some steps you're going to take. Set boundaries. It is important to set clear boundaries with your partner to make it clear that you will not tolerate emotional blackmail. Communicate. Talk to your partner about the behavior and express how it makes you feel. Try to find a solution that works for both of you. Seek support from friends, family, or consider talking to a therapist. Having someone to talk to can help you feel less alone and more empowered. Take care of yourself. Emotional blackmail can take a toll on your mental and emotional well-being, so it's important to take care of yourself. This may involve finding new hobbies, spending time with friends, or doing things that make you happy. Emotional blackmail is a destructive behavior that we have a devastating impact on relationships. Women are just as capable of using emotional blackmail as men, and they often use it to get what they want in their partners. Remember that you are not alone, that there are steps you can take to regain control and improve your relationship. So that's what emotional blackmail was. And like I said, I don't believe in, when you're in these type of relationships, there's things you can do. But I also believe that if none of these things actually work for you, get counseling, because a lot of times And a lot of times I use myself because I've been through a lot of this. So when people send me this, I be like surprised, really, really surprised about, what is happening. And when I read, I'm like, oh, this exists? I didn't even know this exists. I was actually going through this, but I didn't know this is what it was called. So, yes, there's always help. There's always way to solve every problem, to solve every solution. But if the person's not willing to meet you halfway, then let it go. It's like the Keisha Cole song, Let It Go. And I like to thank you for listening to my podcast. Please give it a 5-star review on Speakers, Podbean, Apple. Wherever you listen to your podcast at, please share. You can comment here at ssv76675@gmail.com. Go to my website, http://wordpresses.com. I will be selling stuff on my website. I'm trying to get it up and running. I did have Valentine's stuff, but that's no longer. I will be letting you know. I will be letting y'all know. Follow me at son.ia9795 Instagram, Swank on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest. Follow my son Sounds on Instagram. He have an album out on Spotify, Apple. Follow Miss Carr. She does her own podcast, Affirmation. Follow TJVUCLAIN. She have a book called Black Girl in Orange. King's Flex. He have a song out on SoundCloud. Female Reform. They have a venture stop in New York. And you have a blessed night.